Welcome everyone to the task 19 video submission. Here we will look at programming the product search that we showed earlier, the UI, the process to make sure everything runs smoothly. We actually search the database for our products, and we actually look through how the pagination works, or more rather the navigation of the page that we call pagination. We make sure it works. So let's do a recap. We first created a sign-in, sign-up for the user, created the user's user profile, created a dashboard for him, created a home page, and along with that we had some features like remember me, forgot password, and then we created product editing, or rather product addition. So a seller can add some products, and then we created a function where the seller has his own dashboard where he can view the products that are listed, then deactivate them with a quite attractive dashboard with some metrics as well. And then now we create what a buyer or just a first-time customer would see, the products view page. And then we created a search products, so we can all just search for whatever the products are there in the catalog, and select a good one. So let's get into it. First and foremost, we need to have our Excel running and the database is connected. So first of all, as I spoke of in the early video, we don't need to be signed in to view this page. This is not hard coded. This is all connected to the database. We can actually go to the database and check that out. So we are now in the products page. Let's sort the ID by the proper. I don't know why that does not change the order, but we do know that there are some products here. So let's look at that. So we have game development and Arduino. So we do have should be somewhere around here. Yeah, we have Arduino right here, and we have game development right next to each other, and you can see the prices. So it says 9,000, 80,000. Let's go check that out. Yeah, that is exactly from our database. So we can actually, this is a session that is not running. Let's get into it. So let's sign in as maybe a buyer. So we first go in as a buyer. Test3 user is a buyer, so yeah, it's a buyer, and we can actually access this page as anyone, as buyer, as seller, products.php, and yeah, it shows us, but we cannot do anything about it. We can't go to the dashboard and we can't change it, so because we are not created with the buyer dashboard yet. But we can go in as a seller. So test2 user for me is a seller, and we can go to our dashboard, and we can see that only 3 of these are active. So because of that, this is the public store page. Let's actually duplicate this. Go back here, make this search products PHP. So we only have these 3. There's no pagination. So we'll go here and activate everything else that is not active. Click activate. Give it a refresh to make sure that it is active. Activate. Refresh once again. We go to third, it's also active. I'm gonna go here. We earlier had only 3, no pagination, and yeah, now we do have a pagination because we have more than 12. So the products page has more than 12. We also can see here 13 skills found. Previously we did not. We can actually just go deactivate everything all at once and show the result of that. Deactivate. We don't need to refresh it. This is refreshing because that's the only way we can get the status badge, which doesn't for some reason show at the proper time. So as you can see, everything is inactive. So we go here, search. There are no skills found whatsoever. Everything has been removed. So let's go back, and we can actually even search something wrong. This is the previous one. So there is nothing like that. Now we'll go back, activate just a few. We don't need all. Some things that look attractive, this looks attractive. Activate. First, let's go back to blood, this as well. So we'll do a refresh, that's active. We'll actually go to the dashboard, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 are active. We can search, all 4 are displayed. No pagination once again because there's not more than 12, so it's not essential. Let's get into the code, guys. So there we go, get into code. Yeah. So first of all, we make sure that there is a session running. If there is no session, there is no problem. Whereas in other instances, like let's go to the seller dashboard. So over here, we have to make sure that the user role is seller. Whereas here we don't have any of that. We just make sure that there is a session running. So if there is a session running, we use the user ID of whoever is logged in. That's right over here. And it's not essential, it doesn't revert back to the home.php because this can be accessed by anyone. Then we say require once the DB connection. We also require the header. Yeah, and then we have our getting our variables or assigning our variables. Yeah, so we have that over here. Then yeah, so over here it basically reads the search term that is over here, as well as page number. That all that happens right over here. This is to get the results count. So based on how many items per page, so first we have to get the count of the products, then the result of it, and then we get the total products that are available. And over here we have to see, so we can only view the products if they are active. So if it's inactive, it cannot be displayed. So of the active, we check how many are there, and then based on that we get the offset and calculate how many items are there per page. So obviously we know items per page are 12, and so based on that we move on to displaying the products. So over here this is used to get the information out of the database using these queries, and then we assign them, and then we display it on our web page. Yeah. So based on that, we assign them some variables, and those variables will be used over here. So as you can see here, search query goes in here. So this is for the result container. So it just says no results found. So based on that, and then everything is displayed in the grid that we showed earlier, the grid or the card, in a nice uniform manner. And then based on all of this, pagination happens only if there is less products to show. So sorry, the pagination is displayed only if there are more than 12 products. If not, it stays hidden. So as you can see over here, there are less than 12, so it's not displayed. And then we have empty state. This is also based on the search query, so if there is none, it does not show it. And then we have this feature section, which is just hard-coded. It does not lead anywhere, it's just there like a placeholder because the web page could look empty. Yeah, so that's it. It's quite simple. We just keep using our variables and calling them back and getting the information out of the database. Quite similar to what we did in the previous deactivate and activate, but that actually changed. It actually updated the database, whereas this just takes the information out and just displays it. Nothing more than that. Yeah, so we'll actually so one main thing, as this is a search, so what we use here is so where the status is active, so make sure that everything is active, and then we get the parameters and the parameter types. So it actually searches through the product title as well as the description. So as you can see, it says all here. So the the search term doesn't need to be in both. It can be in either of both, but yeah, the search term can be in either of both. So as you can see, let's go back here. So we have game and game here twice for active. So if we type game, we should get both of this. Yeah. And also let's actually test that out. Let's create a product. Go to dashboard. Let's create a product. That has no game. It says cooking with Java, right? Game development and for a cooking game on Java. So for a so it does not say cooking here. So as you can see, there is no Java here, whereas it says Java here and it says cooking, but there's no cooking or Java over here. So we'll give it some categories. Let's make it video production just for it. 1000 beginner, active. Let's add an image right here. Let's just go set up this desktop background. This is register this. It has been added. So let's go back to our search products.php. Let's go over here. So we have this, right? So if we type cooking, because it's in the title, it says this. But if we go to game, yeah, it shows here because it doesn't say in the title, whereas here it says, but it's because it's in the description. So we'll actually go back here and check here, professional level development for a game. Because it says game, it comes. So we can actually even just search Java. Because we have Java in the title, it comes up. So there were some over here. It's like, let's find something that does not have. So it says crash here, right? Let's activate this. Go back here and just search crash. Let's refresh it. So search products. Let's go back. It seems to be a small letter. So it shows all three of this. Let's type in crash. Okay, there seems to be an error, but the other one it works. Sorry, there is a mistake here. I've written it wrong, so let's make it the wrong spelling. So crash, yeah. So it works that way because it says this. So this needs to be changed later on. We can actually just change it right here. We'll make it crash. So update product. So status active. Update. So let's go back here. So this does no longer works because we changed it. So crash, yeah, crash goes. This comes up. Yeah, so the code actually we use an and we take the product title and the product description. So it can be either of them, and yeah, that's quite important. And that's all for the search. The pagination also based on the as we said earlier, the pagination works on offset. So as you can see, items to page 12, and yeah, so based on that we do a small calculation right over here to get the total results. Yeah, and we display the pages as follows. So that's all for our web video submission number 19. Thank you.